Hi, it's Jillian. And as most of y'all know, probably by now, if you've been listening to me any length of time, um, I've only really had high school art classes and community college art classes, so nothing too crazy fancy. I've done a few other art story times in terms of my art class story times. I will leave them down below if I can remember. This one is about my drawing one in community college. I'm going to call the teacher Miss Twiggy after the supermodel slash Project Runway star judge. Um, at this point in time, 2007, 2008, Project Runway, at least for the art nerds, was the thing to watch. I missed Project Runway when it was good. It was so good. But Miss Twiggy, was sort of like a judge in terms of how she treated some of the art students. I say that loosely. The students in her class. She had some pretty strict rules. We had to, by the end of the semester, have a book, the sketchbook, full for 100 pages. And so on the first day of class, when she told me that, I put numbers on the corners of the page, 1, 2, 3, all the way to 100, just to make sure, because she said the sketchbook was a good part of the grade and that she would be checking them weekly, and that if we did about 10 to 15 pages a week, we shouldn't have any problems getting the sketchbook filled. It may have been 20, I don't remember. But, so that was my goal, to get, however many pages in my sketchbook filled a week, among other things. And she, and this one I kind of understand, she took 10 points off of late assignments, but at the same time, there was this guy who was obviously there to just fulfill his art criteria for his diploma or whatever. He was so freaking lazy. He would only halfway do his assignments. He would be a little bit late, always, only by a day. Or he would finish it while everybody else was doing their critique. He wouldn't even have it done until, he would be the last one to present. And she never really critiqued his stuff that much. She was like, yeah, it's fine. Yet, the people who actually cared, she kind of was a little bit harsh on them. I understand that she maybe felt these are my good kids, my art kids, so they actually maybe want to make a career or a lifetime hobby out of this thing, so I actually have to give them a real critique. And this, pothead over here, I don't know if he actually smoked pot, but, this guy over here, he's just in it to get the diploma criteria done. So he's not worth my time in fighting So I don't know if that's what her thought processes was, or if she figured that, you know, she saw a little bit of herself in the art kids and decided that, you know, she needed to have our bootstraps tied on tighter or whatever. But she gave us pretty harsh critiques sometimes. I didn't get it too bad. Every week she'd have us show her our sketchbooks and she'd flip through them. And, like, I used my sketchbook as sort of like a visual diary. I figured that was the easiest thing to fulfill the 100 pages, because to me at that point that was like this big number of pages for I don't know, like a semester worth of classes. And so she'd flip through it, and like mine would be full of the breakfast I ate that morning, my jacket hanging on the chair, and magazine clipping that I tried to make into a drawing, like where I was using reference. That was one thing she said we could do, and I did that pretty often. I did like 2 or 3 pages full of that. What else did I have in there? I would have a bunch of pictures of my cat. You know, just random stuff. Because I had always been leery about showing my anime art to, you know, art teachers, because I heard they didn't like it. And I think I did one page where I did like a Sailor Moon-esque thing. And she didn't say anything about it. Not that I can remember. She may have said, "Oh, good referencing," but you know, that's about it. So maybe that's one reason I never got chewed out for having anime drawings. I didn't really do them too much in actual art class, or at least outside of high school. I did a little bit in high school. The teacher just didn't catch me. That shows how terrible my art was at that point. The art teacher didn't even recognize it was supposed to be anime. Anyway, the, you know, she would say, "Oh, that looks interesting, that looks good, you need to work on your shading." You know, typical stuff like that. But one time, I tried to draw a horse. And what had happened, there was a fair that the school was throwing, and there happened to be horses. And I decided that, oh, I need to draw a horse, even though I can't draw horses even today. Horses are hard. Why do I insist on torturing myself? Anyway, I tried drawing a horse, and it looked terrible. In all fairness, it did. And it was just beyond all hope. And so I wrote a speech bubble next to the horse that said, "I'm a hopeless cause," or "I'm a dumb horse," or something stupid like that. I don't remember exactly what it said. And I drew, like, all my other 10 pages were serious pages, or relatively serious as I could be. And she flipped through it, and one of the last pages for that week happened to be the dumb horse drawing. And she's like, "What is this?" I said, "It's supposed to be a horse. I didn't do that good. This is the first time I've drawn a horse in like forever, and I just turned it into a meme, and I'm sorry." Like, I did, instead of 10 pages that week, I did 11 because of the stupid horse. Because I knew she probably wouldn't accept that, and I was like, just ignore him. He's fine. I did an extra page to kind of make up for him, and she's like, "Oh no, I'm gonna critique this horse. This is how you actually draw a horse." And she proceeded to draw, next to my drawing, this photorealistic horse. She's like, "You shouldn't think too badly about your drawings and think down upon yourself," because she saw the "I'm a stupid horse" or whatever bubble next to it. And I'm like, it's supposed to be funny. I'm making fun of myself. I'm making light of myself. I'm not trying to be serious. And she's like, no, your stuff is usually pretty good, so I believe you can do better in terms of a horse. So draw me another horse. And so I proceeded to have to draw for that day horses. And I still sucked at horses. And I don't know that any of them that I drew that day looked any better than my dumb horse. I mean, they got a little bit better, but not super good. And she's like, "You really can't draw horses, can you?" And I said, I told you. That's why I made it into a meme. I drew you an extra page, woman. Like, what more do you want? So, at some point, if y'all want me to torture myself to try and draw horses again, I'll do it. It's still one of my weaknesses. I can do them better than I used to. If I ever find that page where I did the meme horse, I'll show it off. It's pretty bad. It looked like a Picasso horse, which Picasso is a famous artist, so I guess I could have made the argument of I was trying to copy a style. Note for the future, if you can't draw worth a diddle hoop, say you're trying to copy Picasso. Anyway, I hope y'all have a good rest of your day, and remember to leave a like and a subscribe if you haven't already. And if you made it all the way to the end of this video, leave me a horse emoji. Anyway, bye.